What's going on YouTube? My name is Funtarimi, and today I'm bringing you my first game review. The game I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today is an original classic of the PS2 known as Shadow of the Colossus. I'm going to start with a brief history of the game. This game was on original release in Japan, published by Sony Cooper Entertainment, and its original Japanese title is Wander and the Colossus. And this game was actually released in America the same day as Japan in the month of October 2005. Shadow of the Colossus is basically considered a spiritual successor to a game called Ico. And along with Ico, Shadow of the Colossus was re-released in the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection for the PlayStation 3 in September 2011. But that's besides the point. I'm going to be reviewing the original PS2 edition because that is what I played and that is what I'm going to be talking about. The point of this game is this is basically an action-adventure based game where you're a guy and his name is Wander. And Wander enters a forbidden land to restore a life to a girl named Mono, or Mono. I don't really know. Whether or not Wander shares any relations to Mono or Mono, it's really not explained. It's a silent dialogue, so you can basically think what you want, whether you think it's like his girlfriend, his sister, or something. Point is, he sneaks into this forbidden land to try and save Mono's life. And in this game, you take control of Wander, and you set out to defeat 16 separate gigantic beings that are known as, each one separately is a Colossus, but in a group they're Colossi. So he goes out to defeat these Colossi. And supposedly if he defeats all the Colossi, I don't know, somehow Mono's life is somehow miraculously restored. But that's just basically a brief history on the game. Let's move into the gameplay aspect, which is really what caught the community's attention in this era, like in this time. So when experiencing the game, all it really is you're just Wander, the guy, and you mount your horse, Aggro, and you make your way to a Colossus. And to make your way to the Colossus, you reflect light off your sword, and where the light comes together, that's where you gotta go. So it's just basically a big open map. You can go wherever you want, but you have to get to this Colossus. And when you get to this Colossus, you have to fight it. And each Colossus is separate in its own way. They're all different. They're all based on certain animals, or I don't even know. They're just giant beings. And once you make your way to the Colossus, you have to find a way to defeat them from when they're there. But later in the game, you have to do stuff to try and figure out how to reveal it so then you can beat them. So this game isn't just an action-adventure game. In a sense, it's a slight puzzle game as well, where you have to figure something out to defeat the boss. Kind of like a Legend of Zelda aspect. After each Colossus, Wander powers up slightly in just little ways, like through maximum HP and what's called grip strength. Because in this game, you have a little circle, and as you hold on to the Colossus, that pink circle will go down and down and down, and when it's disappeared, you've lost all your grip strength and you can't hold on. So you can't just climb up the Colossus for an infinite amount of time. You have to vary your grip strength at certain times. You have to wait to recover. And while you're doing this, these Colossus they will try to shake you off, and they'll try to step on you and kill you. But you have to climb up them so you can get to their weak spot to defeat them. The gameplay aspect is really, really cool about it because it's this open map world, you can do whatever you want. You defeat them in this ways, and it's kind of realistic in the sense that you have grip strength. And it's difficult in that way too. That's pretty much it for the gameplay aspect. Let's move on to the community, what the community thought of the game in the whole. The community, I believe, thought the game in a whole is they loved the game entirely. Most people, if you mention Shadow of the Colossus, are going to say great game. But that all varies on opinion. My opinion on the game is I love it. I love the gameplay aspect and everything, and the difficulty, and how after you beat it on normal, you can then attempt it on hard mode, which is just so much harder, but that's a topic for a different day. But I really have a lot of nostalgic value when it comes to Shadow of the Colossus. I remember sitting in my room when I was like 8, 9, you know, watching my older brother. I have an older brother who's 4 years older than me, play this game, and I remember watching him beating it, and I wanted to beat it so bad. And I remember just playing for hours and hours just trying to find these Colossus, and I didn't know how to do it as well, and, you know, fighting them, and it just took me forever and ever, and like my brother had to help me with some of the Colossus. Like I remember he had to help me with that 14th specifically, and I just have so much nostalgic value with this game that it just holds dear in my heart. Now, I'm gonna put aside my nostalgic value of the game, and I'm gonna try to give you guys like an interpretation of what I think of the game in general. I'm gonna side with the community on this and say I think it's an absolute phenomenal game. The aspect of the game is just great. It's got great action. It's got a great balance between difficulty and fun. So like when you defeat a Colossus, you have this sense of relief. You're like, hell yeah, dude, like I did that. I beat the shit out of that thing, you know? It's like, damn. And then you make your way through this game, and you start going attached to things, and this silent dialogue and this storyline. You don't know what you're doing this for, except it's to save this girl's life. And so it kind of allows the player to think in their own different way what the storyline is, which also holds like nostalgic value to people, which is like maybe they were going through a hard time at that time, and you could be the hero in the game that you want to be in like real life, you know? Overall, this game is like, it holds a lot of different values for a lot of different people. But for me specifically, I would say that the game is just a masterpiece. I mean, with the sense between exploration and the straightforward task that you have to do, you can basically tackle in any way you want and look at the storyline in any way you want. And now, I'm gonna hold up, quick spoiler alert for those. I'll put something in the video for you guys to skip to, but in the end, like, if you guys have played this game, like, you know, like, in the end, like, right before the last Colossus, like, your horse that you've been partnered with this entire time, it falls off the cliff, and it's, like, heart-wrenching at that point. It's like, oh no. And you could still call your horse afterwards, and there's nothing. Like, the music in this game is, like, fantastic. I'll put some clip of the sound in there, but it's, like, awesome, really great music, and it adds to the suspense. But after your horse aggro, it just falls off. It's complete silence, and all you can hear are your footsteps in the wind, and it just sends chills up your body. Like, the way this game is made is just absolutely phenomenal in every aspect. And I absolutely love it, and others do as well. So all I have to say is, like, if you haven't gotten this game, like, go get a PS2 and play it, or, like, if you have a PS3 or something, get a PS3 and get the remade version, the remastered copy, and play it then, because it's definitely worth your time, and it's definitely worth the payment of it, because the game is just so great in general. And definitely I would suggest go get it if you haven't, and give it a shot. I recommend it to all game players, casual, hardcore, because it's just a great game all around, especially for those action adventure type of people. Alright, I guess this is gonna be near the end of the video. I've been talking for about 10 minutes now, guys. I don't want to keep it too long, even though I doubt anybody's gonna see this. But thanks for listening, guys. It's been Voodoo with my first game review, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.